Good morning, I'm Colleen from Channel 8 News. I have Chris Babcock here, Chair of the School Health Board and representative of Big Time Middle School.
Good morning. I hope to shed some light on the recent firing of Miss Wint regarding the use of the word vagina in one of her lessons.
Do you agree with the school board district that Miss Wint should have been fired? And why do you feel that way?
According to the school district, Miss Wint did not follow the district's art curriculum. Their controversial policy states that issues related to lesson content that afflict religious beliefs can allow the parent to excuse their child from said lesson. Interestingly, nothing is said about the teacher's responsibilities for this policy/regulation. Also, she was not required to submit lesson plans or material. She was told they were looking for somebody that could work independently. As a physical educator myself, I would agree that her intentions were in the right place in promoting outside thinking and creativity with the lesson. I also think that she should have communicated her intentions and topic lesson to administration as a common courtesy. In my opinion, administration jumped the gun on terminating her, and she should have spoke with her about the situation and came up with a compromise.
What would you say to the parents who believe Mrs. Wint or no other school teacher should have used the word vagina?
According to the female anatomy chart on the reproductive system, the word vagina is a proper and anatomically correct wording for that female area. Miss Wint disagrees with that idea that the word should only be confined to the reproductive system and not introduced in art history. The implementation of interdisciplinary studies across multiple subjects is important to building connections for knowledge. Oftentimes, students do not receive enough education on the topic of sexual health. I do understand the parents' side, though, of not wanting their child to hear about sexual education in school, either due to religious beliefs or personal reasons. That is why communication about upcoming topics from the lesson by the teacher in regards to the parents' consent needs to be made available.
Do you agree with Ms. Wint that the regulation of the use of the word vagina in public school is a very antiquated notion of what is and is not appropriate?
In the context of the word vagina used in lesson, I would agree that Ms. Wint was justified in her opinion of not using the word to promote anything other than her art lesson. According to the NCSL, young people aged 15 and 24 represent 25% of the sexually active population. A new policy about the regulations of sexual education being taught in New York is pending. It brings up that age-appropriate sexual education from students in grades 1 to 12 need that type of material. The regulation also states that religion cannot be included in the lessons and need to be medically accurate. Reproductive health would help students establish healthy behaviors through accurate education and age-appropriate lessons. In my opinion, the right education would help students look in the right direction of sex and know how to make healthy choices.
Should the word vagina only be allowed to be used in the reproductive health courses in public schools?
No, the word vagina should be incorporated in other subjects. The non-use of the word in other areas of school only adds to the discomfort and closed-minded approach that is centered around it. So the more familiar students with sexual education and the more resources they know that are available, the more likely they will make better decisions on the topic or situation when it comes up. Oftentimes, students only know the negative or derogatory terms towards the word due to media or a lack of knowledge. According to K-12 academics, current brain research points out that the human brain looks for patterns and interconnections as ways of making sense of things. So when they're denied the ability of that to occur in the brain does not grasp the concept as effectively as it should. It is the same for sexual education in one sense and declining it in other subjects. The more experience a student receives with a given subject, the higher chance they have to implement those practices or teachings into their own lives. Sexual education is needed to help broaden knowledge, help students examine those values, and prevent unprotected intercourse, helping them become more responsible adults.
Do you believe Ms. Wint when she said that the use of the word vagina was about art history in Georgia O'Keeffe and not done as part of some other liberal feminist agenda?
Miss Wint's intentions were pure and solely correlated to teaching her students the value of art. I do not believe that she was looking to promote liberal feminism or anything other than Georgia O'Keeffe's intricate paintings of female genitalia. She had remorse on not communicating her lesson objectives to administration, and in her Facebook post, she stated that censorship needed to be addressed. She goes into detail on how our culture sexualizes the human body and how anatomically correct terms should not be considered offensive. I think she had her heart in the right place and was looking to promote the open conversation of sexual connotations in art.
Given the school policy, what changes would you recommend to ensure that this type of behavior would be handled more appropriately in the future?
The school policy needs to be amended to include what responsibilities the teacher has in part of implementing these rules. The district needs to be made clear what the teacher has rights for and what they have rights for in regards to reproductive health in the classroom. I believe communication needs to be a two-way street, and both sides need to address their concerns on not only the issues related to this case, but everything else. Parents need to be involved in potential areas of conflict, such as sexual education in a lesson. Although Ms. Wynn did not use the term in a negative context, communication is still needed.
Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Babcock. Very much appreciated.
You're very welcome. Thank you.